Florida teenager Dustin Snyder knew that he didn't have much time left on this earth, but there was something important that he felt compelled to do before his time came. His girlfriend had stuck by his side during the hardest of times, and he was ready to show her the ultimate commitment. Dustin Snyder is a 19-year-old with what can only be described as a truly heartbreaking story. He and the love of his life, Sierra Severio, have been through an incredible amount together. And now, for the most tragic of reasons, their stories hit the newspapers worldwide. Snyder and Severio first met in middle school. They dated for a while, but sadly it fizzled out when Snyder moved away. But they had unfinished business. The pair met up again when they were a little older, and they began dating once more. However, they weren't typical young and carefree teenage sweethearts. That's because in June 2016 they got some devastating news. It was the eve of Snyder's 18th birthday when his world was turned upside down. Doctors told him that he had a form of cancer called synovial sarcoma. Surgery was required to remove the cancerous mass in his lung. After that, Snyder had a bout of chemotherapy. All the while, his loving girlfriend stayed close by his side to help him through it. And thankfully, they got the news that Snyder had beaten the cancer. However, the celebrations didn't last very long. Within 2 months, Snyder's cancer had returned. The teenager had to face more treatment, but thankfully he managed to beat it for a second time. But in a horrible twist of fate, there was more bad news right around the corner. In December 2017, the cancer had come back once more. Snyder had been suffering from severe pain in his abdomen, and after he underwent some tests, it was revealed that he had tumors in his stomach and pelvis this time, and the prognosis wasn't good at all. Snyder was given the horrifying news that he had only a few weeks left to live. Despite only being 19 years old, he had to deal with the thought that he'd have to leave his nearest and dearest behind. But he knew exactly how he wanted to spend his final weeks. He thought of Severio and how much she'd been there for him throughout his cancer journey. Although they wouldn't be able to grow old together, Snyder was determined to spend the rest of his shortened life with her. So he did something huge. Over dinner, Snyder presented his sweetheart with roses, and then he asked her to marry him, and the answer was yes. With a limited amount of time left, the couple and their family sprang into action. They had a wedding to plan. First of all, Snyder's sister posted a message on Facebook asking the online community for a tux and a bridal dress. The plan was to host the impromptu wedding in the Snyder family's backyard, and the guests would be the ones to provide the food. Snyder's mom, Cassandra Fondon, told the Washington Post how the charity Good Samaritans got involved and sent them a wedding gown and rings for the big day. Not only that, but kind strangers donated almost $40,000 via a GoFundMe page that was set up by the Snyder sister. Before long, the family had everything ready for the wedding day, and it was set to be a highly emotional occasion. The stage for the nuptials was a barn at the farmers market near the Snyder's Florida home, and everyone was hoping that Snyder would be well enough to attend. Thankfully, Snyder found the strength to meet his bride at the altar on Sunday, January 28, 2018. That's when he said something poignant to Severio. "I wouldn't be standing here with anyone else," he told her, "because you are the love of my life." Then the newly married couple shared their first dance in front of friends and family. They swayed to Ed Sheeran's song Perfect, undoubtedly bringing some people in the room to tears. The bride herself was also crying when she watched her man dance with his doting mom. Speaking to the Washington Post, Fondon said that the wedding wouldn't really change much for the couple. "It's just going to make both of them happy," she said, "and that's what it's all about." All that she wanted was to see her son fulfill his dying wish. And to Snyder, getting married was the obvious thing to do. Ever since his first surgery, Severio had been by his side no matter what. "That's when I knew she was the one, and I didn't want her to leave my life," the teenager told WTSP News. "She's the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with," he told the Washington Post only 2 days before the wedding. "I love her. She's been there for me through the whole process. Now that it's official, the couple can focus on making the most of whatever time they have left together." A wedding guest, Nicole Jordan Roberts, told People that although Snyder was weak, he did really well on the big day to stay strong. "He wanted to make this the best day for the two of them, and it really was," she said. Snyder and his wife may have a very limited amount of time left, but there's no doubt that they'll both dearly treasure the memory of their wedding day. Thankfully, the couple had the chance to show their love and commitment to one another in what must have been a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends and family.